Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and I'm going to introduce a new term to you today, and that is pre-phase 1 ortho treatment. So you're probably like, what the heck is pre-phase 1? And I don't know if this is a term that's broadly used. I kind of started using it, and a lot of people I know are using it. But that is normally I don't start phase 1 treatment. It's around age 7, could be 6, could be 8, could be 9. It's usually when you have first molars erupted, first permanent molars erupted, your sixes, and also at least 5, 6, 7, 8 incisors erupted. I want to see at least the lower ones fully erupted or at the point where we erupt them as much as possible. And ideally 2 to 2 on top erupted, or teeth number 7 through 10, the front 4 teeth, or almost all of them. Just a friendly reminder, the explanation or the definition of phase 1 treatment or phase 1 interceptive treatment is getting a patient, it's called interceptive for a reason, getting the patient out of harm's way, fixing a problem. So we're fixing overjets, negative overjets, overbites, cross bites, both anterior and posterior. We're developing the arches to the right width so that we're less likely to have impactions of canines, and we're less likely to have crowding of the permanent teeth coming in the future. And hopefully, if we build it, they will come perfectly. That's the goal. Can't promise. But we're getting the patient out of harm's way, setting them up for success. And if we do our job right, the phase 2 should be minimal, easy, simple, and very rarely, can't promise this, it does occasionally happen. You don't need a phase 2. That's phase 1 treatment. What is pre-phase 1 treatment? Pre-phase 1 treatment is for the kids younger than that. Maybe they're in all baby teeth. Maybe they only have 1 or 2 permanent teeth. Maybe their molars aren't erupted yet. Maybe mom is just like super browsing the internet or super aware and educated and sees things, like open bites or constricted palates in primary dentition or very, very early mixed dentition and is kind of freaking out. Or they hear sleep things, habit things, and at age 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they want to get started. Nothing wrong with that. However, there is a big, what I call emotional maturity needs to be there. First of all, there's no way you're gonna be able to take impressions on a kid like that. Don't even bother. Probably not even an x-ray. I don't think I would do that. Try to snap a few easy photos as lightly as possible. This should be like easy breezy. Nothing custom should be. I know there's some people that are putting expanders in these kids, and I just think that's just wrong. That is wrong. There's just no reason for that. There's no reason for that. But there's other things you can do that are easy breezy, off the shelf, simple, wear at home, no stress. And that's why you really have to gauge emotional maturity in these kids. They may love it. They may think this is great. This is super fun. You have to change your whole practice philosophy when you have 2 to 6 in. It's real gentle. So definitely check out my entire phase 1 playlist on YouTube if you want to learn more for free, or if you want to learn more in a more clear and concise way and get CE units, we do have a phase 1 course. You can find that at straightsmilesolutions.com. Or any of the links you probably see this posted on, there should be a link to that. Anyways, so let's talk now about emotional maturity in regular phase 1. So occasionally you're going to have a 7 or 8-year-old, usually a boy, and they're going to be crying at the chair. Occasionally a girl. Usually the girls are pretty good. And maybe they're ready. Maybe they have those teeth in that we talked about, the 6s, the anterior teeth, permanents all in. They're like ready dentally. They actually need phase 1. But if they're crying in the chair, fidgeting, can't sit still, can't follow simple instructions, I'm not doing it. So, it's never an emergency. Rarely an emergency. And if it is, we can do some quick interventions. You can always get creative. Best thing to do is to just recall them in a few months and see if they're ready, and just keep recalling them until they're ready. Occasionally you're going to have a parent that wants to force it. That's not going to be me doing it. I'm not going to make my office miserable, disturb my staff, my front and back for something. Ortho is not an emergency. Another way that you could get started without getting started and committed is to try something, like I said, like pre-phase 1, or one of these off-the-shelf functional appliances. There's a few companies that sell them. One of them is Great Lakes Orthodontics. You can get their U-Trainer, U-Concept appliances, very cheap, low cost. Healthy Start has them. You have to take their class. You have to get certified. That's pretty expensive to get certified. And My Brace has them. I'm less familiar. There might be another one that I can't mention for legal reasons because they'd like to sue me. But anyways, I will not even mention their name. But if you're going to do that, you have to be really careful because you can't be billing phase 1 for that, your D8060, okay? Because that's not right. You're not doing the full treatment. Full treatment includes everything I said, which includes fixing the bite, fixing the sagittal, fixing the transverse, fixing the AP. That's the same thing as sagittal. Fixing the vertical, as well as lining the front teeth if it's needed, if there's impactions or potential impactions, braces or Invisalign. I mean, it's a big commitment. Real phase 1 is 12 to 18 months. So if you're not sure if this patient can handle it, is going to be compliant, is not going to cry, then it's a great idea to try one of these off-the-shelf options if you've got to bill insurance, you can try one of these 2 things depending on what it is. But just remember, your D8210 and your D8220 is going to suck. First of all, this doesn't always get approved. D8210 may not get approved by insurance. I recommend for either of these, definitely getting a pre-authorization if you're going to do it, because it might not get approved, and less likely that the D82 is going to get approved. And this is habits, right? So, but most of these patients that have major problems that you need to fix that early, they have some type of habit, whether it's tongue thrusting or mouth breathing or something like that. Just do a habit screening form and a Ferris evaluation. If you don't know what those are, again, these are covered in my phase 1 course. Remember, this is going to take funds from their actual insurance, whatever funds they have, the $1,500, the $2,000, lifetime benefit. And these patients are still going to need phase 1, and the patients are still going to need probably phase 2. And if you pull funds from it now in something early that's maybe not super necessary, these parents are going to be furious later. So you need to be crystal clear that you're pulling funds from this, if you're actually billing insurance. Otherwise, I prefer not to bill insurance. I'm going to just charge. I mean, if my lab fee is 100 to 150, I'm going to have a few visits, including, records, delivery, a few visits every few months, and final records. I mean, what am I going to charge? 500, 400, something like that. I mean, I'm not there to make a profit on this. This is really almost to test out a patient to see if they're ready for phase 1. And one of the things you could do if this was a cash payment, theoretically, and I've done this before, if it's not an insurance patient, it's a cash patient, say, hey, we give this a go. If this goes well and we get through the 6 months and we're compliant and we see changes, then if you do phase 1 treatment, within a few months, I will give this as a credit towards your phase 1 treatment. And I don't think you can do that. That gets a little messy with insurance. You'd have to I have someone I can refer you to ask if that's possible. I've never done that, but I have done it on situations where it's not an insurance patient. And that works out pretty darn well. It really makes parents get excited about getting started, and getting motivated and working on compliance at home without feeling like they're getting taken advantage of, and they really have nothing to lose in this situation. So anyways, just a tip, but you can practice the way you want to. So, and of course, check out your own laws in your own state. Don't listen to me because I don't know where you're practicing and what the laws are. All right. And I'm not an attorney, just an orthodontist. All right. Thanks so much. Definitely check out all my free content. I have over 1,700 videos on YouTube. Channel is Straightsmile Solutions, as well as 500 plus blogs on my website, Straightsmile Solutions, and it's all for free, as well as multiple courses. And often I give free webinars. There is a webinar coming up in late November 2023. It's an IPR webinar, and you do get CE units. There'll be another one coming up with a different topic in the spring. All right, thanks so much.